Okay.
Right, well, hello everybody and welcome to the first Q&A session on the virtual flower show, and we're going to try and answer as many of your questions, and we've got gathered around us a plethora of exhibitors and growers. So in no particular order, we've got Lynn Dibley from Dibley's Nurseries, famous of course for their wonderful Streptocarpus displays. We've got Vicky Fox, well known for her heucheras, Plantagogo Nursery. She's also a famous gin drinker. We've got Rosie Hardy.
Hello.
Garden plants down there in Hampshire, wonderful herbaceous displays. We've got Matt Soper, grows carnivorous plants. He's Hampshire Carnivorous Plants. We've got Mark Lynham, who joins us from the Delphinium Society, and he exhibits at Chelsea with his wonderful delphiniums. And Alec White, Primrose Hill Peonies, who does peonies. So we've got these wonderful exhibitors here. They do all the shows across the season. They're all gold medal winners. So we are really lucky to have them with us. Today, some of them would, of course, been at the Harrogate Spring Flower Show, which is the first big show of the season and kick-starts the season going. So instead, they're joining you from their offices or their nurseries, and we're going to ask questions or answer questions. So we're going to kick off straight away. This is one that you can probably all just maybe name a plant. This one comes from Kay, and Kay would like to know a few suggestions of plants that are fast-growing and non-invasive that she can use to create a screen at the bottom of the garden that will flourish and give us some privacy. So anybody got any suggestions of any plants they grow in their garden that are going to look good? It'd be nice to have a variety rather than just a hedge. We don't want a Leyland eye hedge in this situation. So anybody, come on, start us off. You know the signal. Hold your gin glass.
Hey, I'll go first. So Tinea Red Robin, as long as you've got the correct soil, will give you some really good fresh red foliage at this time of the year, lovely white flowers, and it makes a brilliant bush. It can be cut back, trimmed into a hedge, really very useful.
Yeah, and one of the things that Kay did say, she wants to keep them fairly open at the base, so I think so that would be perfect because she could take the lower stems off there. Vicky, anything from you?
Well, I'm actually, can you go to somebody else and come back to me at the end? I'm still racking your brain.
Okay, what about you, Mark?
Yeah, I'll go something different. I'm going to go for Lunissera Fragrantissima. We grow it on a bit of trellis at the back, clear at the base for underplanting, and those lovely scented flowers come the winter, just when you need them most. Yeah,
that's good. And Alec, what about you? Is there a tree peony that would be suitable for this that's fairly fast growing?
I think all of the tree peonies might be appropriate. I wouldn't say they're necessarily fast growing, and they do lose their leaves in the winter. But yeah, any of the tree peonies would be great. They'll give you 4 to 6 foot in height, I would have thought.
Yeah, I mean, what we don't know from Kay is how tall she wants this. So, I mean, I would probably go for something. There are some really good sort of shrubby tree type cotoneasters like Anthony Waterer or Water Eye's a good one, and Lacteus, and they will get to 10, 12 feet, but you can take off the lower stems and then you've almost got a tree, and they're evergreen or semi-evergreen. So you've got a mixture there. Anybody else want to add to that one before we move on, Matt?
Hello, Martin. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear.
I would have British native hedge with hawthorn, maybe field maple, and just a mixture really. And there's quite a lot of companies that sell these, collections ready, so they look really good as well. And
yeah, that's a good idea and good for encouraging wildlife as well.
Or how about something like a mountain ash? You get the nice berries as well in the autumn. You can go for maybe Kashmiriana, who's got the pink berries, look really nice.
Yeah, so some good ones there, ornamental as well, and good for the birds. So anybody else? I think we've all sort of... Oh, Vicky, back to Vicky.
Yeah, I'll just say, I think I can provide you with a really nice heuchera for in front of your hedging. I've got a fabulous one called Thomas. Really tall flowers for the back of the border. Look fabulous.
Great,
cream flowers, nice.
So thinking of the underplanting as well. That's lovely. Right, okay, I hope that helps then, Kay. Right, we'll come back to Kay's got another question in a bit, but we'll come back to that one. This one is from Lorna, and Lorna has got acers. She's got some acers that she needs to transplant. They're currently in small pots and would like to use a slightly larger pot. Or can you use any pot? The smallest, I think this is a typo here, it says the smallest is only 200 meters tall. I think that might be either centimeters or millimeters, I'm not sure. And she wants to know if she can plant transplant that into a similar pot size. Usually she just top stress them with a bit of fresh compost. So what about potting aces? Anybody had any experience of potting them up, or any general guidance on potting?
I'll take
Rosie.
one. The thing with potting on trees which you're keeping in containers all the time is that, yes, it's fine to keep top dressing, but the soil or whatever medium you're using gets stale in the bottom. So really it's a good idea to lift them out of the containers, shake off all the excess old compost, get rid of it, and give them some new so that they've got fresh there and the drainage is improved. At the same time, you can see if there are any dead roots which you can cut off. You can also trim a bit of the root back. It doesn't do them any harm to have a little bit of root pruning before you put them back into the new container that you're putting them into. Preferably go up a size, but that's dependent on the amount of size the lady's got in the garden. If you're growing these trees in containers, it sounds as though you are container gardening totally. And therefore, you've got to be careful. So if you're going to go back into the same size container, you do need to root prune. Now, you're only talking about taking off perhaps 1/3 of the amount of root that is there, but you just do it very, very carefully. And then you repot into fresh, good potting medium with a bit of slow release fertilizer in there, and then they should be perfectly happy.
And would you do that now, or is that more of a job for when they're dormant, Rosie?